Now that you've learned F2L and OLL, the next step in the CFOP method is to learn PLL. PLL stands for permutation of the last layer and is the last step in the CFOP method. In this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to do 2-look beginner PLL, which only requires 6 algorithms. The first step is to solve all your corners, and the next step is to solve all your edges. You need 2 algorithms to solve all your corners and 4 algorithms to solve your edges. So before you get started, you want to make sure that your cross and your F2L pairs are solved, and as well as OLL. So the first thing you want to do is see if any of your corners match. So if you notice, these 2 corners do not match, these 2 corners do not match, but these 2 corners do match. So you want to rotate the top face until the solved corners line up with the corresponding colors. And you want to hold those solved corners on the left and the unsolved ones on the right. So next you're going to do this algorithm called adjacent corner swap, which 2 corners that are adjacent to each other swap like this. So it's easier to recognize the patterns and the pieces, or they move, rather than the algorithms. So I'm going to be showing you the patterns. So the first step you're going to want to do, you want to take this pair out like this. Then you want to put it back in a different way like this. Then do front face. And then you want to do R2 like this. And you see this yellow block. And then you want to put the pair back until you see this L shape. You want to move it up, and then you want to put the pair back like this, then right side down, and then F prime like that. And so now all your corners are solved. So the next algorithm is if none of your corners are solved. So if none of them match like this, none of them match. This one is called diagonal corner swap, where 2 corners need to swap diagonally. So you want to hold your cube in any way you want. So you can hold it any face you want. And then you want to do F. And then you're going to want to put this pair in like this. So insert it. Then move the L shape. And then take this pair back out like this. Then do F prime. And then you're going to want to take this pair out again. And then insert it a different way, like the last algorithm. Then do F, and then you want to do R like this until you see the yellow block, and then F prime. So now all your corners are solved. So the next algorithm I'm going to be teaching you is to solve your edges. So there are 4 cases you can get. Either your edge needs to move to the left, to the right, or you need to swap the edges or swap them like this. So this case, we want to pay attention to these 2. And if you notice, the red face is already solved, so you hold the solved ones on the back like this and just focus on these 2 edge pieces right here. So if you notice, this green needs to go over here, so it needs to move to the left. So if this edge needs to move to the left, you would do this algorithm. So you want to take right side up and then U prime like that. And then you just want to pay attention to these 2 pieces right here. So you want to take them out and then take these out again. And then you want to do R prime like this until you see this yellow block. And then you just want to put everything back. So move it so this yellow matches, match up the white, and then do R2. So that's that algorithm. The next algorithm is if you need to move it to the left. So again, you want to hold your solved face to the back. And if you notice, this edge does not need to go over here, it needs to go here. But the blue needs to go to the right side over here. So if you don't want to learn another algorithm, you can just use the left-hand version if you want, which would go like this. and then take this pair out, take it out again, put it up so you see the yellow, and then put everything back. But if you don't want to do that, then you can just learn another algorithm that's on your right hand. And sometimes it's more time efficient to do it on your right hand if you're right hand dominant, and so you don't be switching your hands constantly during your solves. So if you need to move this to the right, then you do this algorithm. So R2, U, and then once again, take this pair out only once, and then you want to move it down like this. You always want to make sure that you create this yellow block. So if you notice, the last one moved it up, but in this one, if you move it up, you don't get the yellow square right here. So you need to move it down, and then you just put everything back. So you just move it here, match up the white like that, and now it's off. So then you would do it like that, and that's how to solve those two cases. So this next case is called opposite edge swap, where two edges need to swap opposite. So the blue needs to go to the green, green needs to blue, red to orange, and orange to red. So if none of the faces are solved and you need to swap them opposite, then you do this one. So in these last two algorithms, we're going to do M moves. And the way you do M moves is you hold your thumb in this corner piece right here, and then you just push with your finger right here. And you want to make sure to hold both sides so it doesn't move like this. You want to make sure you hold both sides and just kind of push your finger. So for this algorithm, this one's fairly easy to memorize. So you want to do M2, U prime, M2, U2, M2, U prime, M2, and that's how you solve. So I'm just gonna show you an easy pattern that I like to memorize. So first of all is M2, and I kind of follow this yellow and white pattern right here. So the next one would be U, and then M2 again. So I know that there's this checkerboard pattern here, and then I need to do U2, and then M2 again, and then I know that the white line is solved, and then I just match the colors up, so U prime, and then solve it, M2. So that's one algorithm. The next is if you need to do adjacent edge swap, which two edges, swap like this instead of here. So if you notice, these two need to go here, and these two need to go here. Again, none of the faces are solved. And this one's a bit harder to memorize. So you just hold it in whichever direction. And then you want to do M prime, and then U prime, M2, U, and then do that again. M2, U, M, U2, M2, U, like that. So I'm going to do it again. So and you also want to make sure that your corners line up like this, and you don't want them like that. So M prime, U prime, M2, U prime, again, M2, U prime, M, U2, M2, U, and that's how you do PLL. So I'm just going to do an example solve for the entire CFOP method. And again, you want to get in the habit of solving the cross on the bottom. So during inspection, you see that this is solved and these are opposite. So you would put it in like this, break your cross, insert your green, and put it back. And this red one can be moved like that. And then this pair right here, you notice these F2L pair, take it out and then solve it. So have your corner in this column, move it, insert the edge, and insert the pair. And then this F2 pair, take it out, match it up like that, insert it, and then this one, you want to take it out, and then you want to separate them, and then put it above the slot, move it down, insert the edge, and then insert the pair. And same with this one, take it out, and then separate them, move the corner away, move it away again, insert the edge, insert the pair. Then do your OLL algorithm. And this one needs to go on the left. And then look for your pairs. So this one is adjacent corner swap, so hold it to the left. Then take the pair out, put it in a different way. Do R2, put it, insert the pair, move the L, take out the pair, then F prime, and then this is adjacent corner edge swap. So M prime, U prime, M2, U prime, M2, U prime, M prime, U2, M2, U. And then sometimes you'll run into cases where you need to do the opposite and adjacent. So do M2, U prime, M2, U2, M2, U prime, M2. And that's how you do the CFOP method.